Hello everyone, Atram and John here, and we are going over a deck tech for... I currently have it titled Prototype because I was still testing with it, but it is an Esper Walkers list. So, this is a list I came up on my own. I was tired of playing the Blue-Black Waste Not because with Blue-Black Waste Not, you either comboed and won, comboed and lost, or just lost.
Yeah, the top decks, the first three turns with that deck are pretty insane, but then you feel so bad after turn 8 when you're drawing Rakshas's Secrets and Thoughtseizes.
And the only thing they're doing is either Thoughtseizing yourself or just say, lose 2 life. Oh, you have nice hands there of nothing.
You're right.
So, the deck was fun, don't get me wrong.
Probably tier 1.5.
1.75.
Yeah, I think it did very well in that, what was it, SCG opener? Or was it a...
it was a side event of an SCG opener.
Okay. Well, definitely it was not expected. So right. There's the surprise factor.
And then once people started knowing that it was there, it was just like, oh.
So, yep, verdict, fun, tier 1.75.
Alright. Now this is probably a tier 1.5 deck, I think.
Yeah, maybe 1.4. We'll see.
We'll see. We're going to be doing a daily with it, so stay tuned for that. And so let's just start by going over the deck. So we have 2 Thoughtseizes as our only 1-drops. The other 2 are in the sideboard. We have a full playset of BioBlight because this deck, if you get to the late game, you will control the late game, so you just have to get to the late game.
Yep.
We have a full playset of Downfalls, 2 Divinations, 3 Ashioks, 3 Sorns, 3 Utter Ends, because really everything just has to die.
Okay, well, the reason that the Utter End is good right now is Outpost Siege, people are on Mastery of the Unseen, people are on Whisperwood Elemental.
I still see Jessica Ascendancies. Chain to the Rocks doesn't bother us because we have 1 creature in the deck, but there's just so many annoying things. Plus, it kills every single Planeswalker, so why not?
Yeah, basically, enchantments are a problem,
yes.
But this kind of mitigates it a little bit.
A bit. So then we have 3 End Hostilities. Originally, I had it as 2 End Hostilities and 1 Crux, just to allow you to have some mana flexibility on your Wraths, but the 1 Crux lost me a match, and I was like, why am I playing Crux? It's just physically worse than End Hostilities.
Well, we do have a Salumgar on the board.
We do have... Well, we'll get to that. They don't see the board just yet.
So it's not strictly worse.
Give it a sec. We have a single Liliana in the main.
To tutor for Eugene, primarily.
And, Utter Ends, Sorens, Elspeths, End Hostilities. Everything. We have 3 Elspeths, as your primary ways to win is Elspeths and Eugene. Tassiger also works too. We have a single Tassiger because Tassigoyf.
The card's nuts.
Tassigoyf. I mean, even on Moto, the card's worth 7 tickets now. And that's selling it, which means buying it's like 10.
Plus, any picture that has bananas in it, I think you gotta play.
Right. Also, he's hanging. He's dead and hanging from the new Solomgar's art. So
interesting.
He's on his necklace.
How pleasant.
Yes, how pleasant. So we have 4 dig through times as your main draw engine, and Eugene, the Spirit Dragon. Yes, I know it's Ugin, but Eugene is just so much fun to say.
Yes.
There are 26 lands in the main deck. Holy cow, that's a lot of lands. But
might be overkill, but it's really not, because Moto has an interesting shuffling program.
Right. Interesting's a good word for it. Plus, I've had so many times where I was on 20... I think when I started the deck, I was on 25. And I had so many times where it's like, 1 land hand mulligan, into the next 1 land hand mulligan, into the next 1 land hand mulligan, into 2 lands at 4. And I'm like, no, how is that possible?
Math.
And then you draw no lands from there on out, and you're just like, what? So...
meanwhile, your 19 land mono red player gets 5 lands and crushes you.
Right. Mm-hmm. So we are running a total of 10 temples, 4 silence, 4 deceit, and 2 enlightenment, because black is clearly the most important color in this deck. You can see that.
Yes.
We have a single Urborg, We have 6 fetches in the form of 4 polluted deltas, 2 flood strands, 3 swamps, 2 plains, 2 islands, and 2 caves of Koyos because I needed something that still produced mana colors, and I needed it to produce black, and white was the only other color that really mattered, and also there's no blue-black.
One of the disadvantages of this deck is you don't get the tri-lands,
Yes.
like Salty Control.
Yes.
But the mana's still not terrible.
Yes. So the mana's still very workable. Alright, so going over to our sideboard here, we have a pair of Erase, because enchantments are a problem. We have the other pair of Thoughtseizes, because they're just decks where you really need 4 Thoughtseize.
Probably against all the non-aggro decks, you probably want the max.
Yeah, against any control-based deck, you basically just want all the Thoughtseize. Every day. And then we have a single Glare of Heresy as just a tip of the hat to certain white-based enchantments and other Siege Rhino-y shenanigans. We have a pair of Disdainful Stroke and a pair of Negate to give us a small counterspell suite. 3 Drowned Sorrows as your tip of the hat towards red-white and mono-red. 1 Crux of Fate, which is why I was telling you to wait, because we have a Salumgar in the sideboard. And so you board in both of those together, and Salumgar's like, hey, I'm the only thing that lived through this. And then we have another Liliana because Lily's just good in certain matches. So that's the deck, and you'll get to see it in action in just a bit.